Far from the typical image of a home, there are many places around the world where people live in highly unconventional structures. Not because of luxury, but due to circumstances, history, or even traditions passed down for generations. Some live behind massive rock formations, others settle in hidden caves, and some endure extreme freezing temperatures. Through these stories, let's explore a different perspective on what it means to call a place home. First, we land in Romania. Beneath the city of Bucharest, there is a unique community known as the Sewer Kids. Imagine being forced to live in underground drainage tunnels since the fall of the communist regime in 1989. Even for daily meals, they rely on donations. They choose to stay underground because it provides warmth during winter and offers a safer refuge from the harsh realities of street life. The facilities are extremely limited, only electricity for lights and fans, along with clean water provided by volunteers. Kandovan, a village that has stood for 700 years, consists of homes carved directly from volcanic rock. Located in East Azerbaijan province, Kandovan is home to around 600 residents, most of whom work as farmers and craftsmen. Despite being made of volcanic rock, this village is not to be underestimated. It features local craft shops, traditional inns, electricity, and even basic internet access. More exclusive compared to Kandovan, Cuberpeti offers more complete facilities. This underground town has hotels, an Opal museum, cafes, restaurants, a small clinic, as well as a supermarket and a bank. Located in Australia, Cuberpeti is famous as an underground city in South Australia, about 850 kilometers from Adelaide. Here, structures such as homes, churches, hotels, and shops are built by digging directly into the ground. La Rinconada is known as the highest city in the world, sitting at an altitude of over 5,000 meters in the Andes Mountains. The city began to see a rise in population when its gold mines expanded around 2001. Despite extreme weather conditions and thin oxygen levels, many people choose to stay in hopes of striking gold. The town has an elementary school and a traditional market. Unfortunately, facilities remain very limited. Although there is a small clinic, medicine supplies are often scarce. Electricity is unreliable, and clean water is hard to come by, as it depends on melted glacier ice. When it comes to life on the water, the floating villages on Tonle Sap Lake in Cambodia are a perfect example. This village has existed for hundreds of years and is home to a local fishing community. With ingenuity, houses are built on large barrels or plastic drums, allowing them to rise and fall with the water level. Though simple, the facilities are functional, including floating schools, a small raft-based clinic, grocery stores on boats, places of worship, and even basic electricity generators. Moving to Tunisia, we find Matmata. What makes this place fascinating is that it has been inhabited for over 1,000 years by the Berber people. Their struggle for survival was no small feat. They dug into the ground, creating large central pits as courtyards, and then building rooms around them. Over time, facilities have developed, including tourist lodgings, local cafes, a museum, electricity for basic needs, and a rainwater collection system for daily use. Although famous for advanced technology, in Jiangxi province, China, specifically in Huangxian, there are unique houses that hang on steep cliffs. These houses were built by the Hakka tribe hundreds of years ago. Their purpose was to withstand enemy attacks and wild animals. With their position clinging to high cliffs, these wooden houses stand firmly thanks to long supporting pillars embedded directly into the rock. The facilities here are very basic, with only a small road access to the houses. They must endure complete darkness at night due to minimal lighting, and their water relies on mountain springs. Still in China, specifically in Liangshan, there is a famous cliff village called Atelier. This village is located at an altitude of about 1,400 meters, clinging to steep cliffs, and is inhabited by the Yi tribe. In the past, the only access in and out of the village was via a very dangerous bamboo rope ladder. Even more perilously, children here had to climb cliffs hundreds of meters high just to go to school. Quite extreme, isn't it? Previously, there were no proper roads, limited electricity, and clean water was hard to obtain. But since going viral in 2016, the government has begun building permanent steel stairs, improving electricity, and providing educational assistance. Unlike the previous examples, deep within the dense forests of Mount Tara and along the Drina River in Serbia, there is a small group of people living far from the hustle and bustle of modern life. They reside in simple wooden houses surrounded by untamed nature with little access to modern conveniences. Interestingly, they choose this lifestyle to seek peace, preserve old traditions, or simply escape the chaos of city life. Electricity here comes solely from solar panels or generators. Clean water is sourced directly from rivers or natural springs, and internet access is almost non-existent. To avoid attacks from rival groups and wild animals, the Korowai tribe in the remote jungles of Papua, Indonesia, builds houses as high as 15 to 50 meters above the ground in massive trees. These homes are constructed using wood and sago palm. Naturally, there are no modern facilities here. They survive without electricity, rely on river water for drinking and bathing, and get their daily food by hunting and foraging in the forest. In Setenil de las Bodegas, Spain, there is a unique village where houses are built directly beneath and inside massive rock cliffs. Instead of constructing traditional roofs, the residents use giant natural rock formations as shelter for their homes. Despite being built into rock, this village is far from primitive. It has electricity, clean water, cafes, shops, and even inns. Thanks to the natural stone, the temperature inside remains stable, cool during hot weather and warm in the cold. Would you be interested in experiencing it? While other homes are shaped by their natural surroundings, in Nigeria, there is a creative innovation known as the bottle house. This idea was developed as a solution to plastic waste buildup and the need for affordable housing. Plastic bottles are filled with sand, then tightly arranged and bound with mud or cement, creating structures that are sturdy, heat-resistant, and even earthquake and bulletproof. The facilities in bottle houses are quite decent. They have electricity powered by solar panels, clean water collected from rainwater harvesting, and natural ventilation that keeps the interior cool. Not only are these homes environmentally friendly, but they are also cost-effective and quick to build, an excellent alternative for people in need of safe, affordable housing. From plastic to metal, these dwellings are called cage homes because they literally resemble small metal cages, with each unit measuring only about 1 to 2 square meters. Typically, they are occupied by the elderly, low-income workers, or individuals who cannot afford the high rent of Hong Kong apartments. Residents eat, sleep, and live in these cramped spaces, where standing upright is nearly impossible. In these conditions, a prison cell might seem more livable. Ironically, a single room is often divided into multiple stacked cages, with shared bathrooms and kitchens among tenants. Ventilation is poor, and the rooms frequently become unbearably hot. Next, off the coast of Puerto Aventuras, Mexico, there is a unique man-made island called Joyxi Island, created by Richard Soa. Instead of using traditional land, this island floats on more than 150,000 discarded plastic bottles packed into netting, stacked, and covered with wooden planks and a thin layer of sand. For an artificial island, its facilities are quite impressive. It has a small wooden house, solar panels, a composting toilet, a hydroponic garden, and a simple kitchen. As for water supply, clean water is obtained through rainwater collection. Despite its extreme conditions, this city is home to over 300,000 people. Imagine living in a place where buildings must be constructed with elevated foundations to prevent direct contact with the permafrost, which could crack the structures as it melts. People endure these harsh conditions because Yakutsk offers complete facilities. Residents can visit malls and even movie theaters. The city also has schools, hospitals, and public transportation. In Yakutsk, indoor heating must run 24 hours a day, and food supplies are often preserved since fresh vegetables are extremely difficult to obtain. In the rural areas of Battambang, Cambodia, there is a place known as Freedom Cave. This cave serves as a home for some homeless individuals and people who choose to live far from the city due to economic hardships. They live without electricity, without proper clean water, and rely solely on volunteer assistance or small-scale farming around the cave. Facilities here are almost non-existent. Lighting comes from simple oil lamps. Water is collected from the nearest river, and for food, residents usually fish or gather wild vegetables from the surrounding area. Island lodge typically refers to exclusive lodges built on remote islands, one of the most well-known being in the Stockholm archipelago, Sweden. This place is not just a vacation destination, but also home to some staff members who live on the island due to its distance from the mainland. The facilities here are considered luxurious. There are comfortable lodgings, solar-powered electricity, clean water, a restaurant, a sauna, and internet access. Life on the island is highly self-sufficient, as food supplies, fuel, and other necessities must be regularly delivered from the city. Perched on the steep cliffs of Monte Baldo, the Madonna della Corona Sanctuary is a unique place of worship. Though originally a church, some monks also reside there, dedicating their lives to prayer and maintaining the surrounding area. The facilities are simple, including sleeping quarters for the monks, a small kitchen, electricity, and clean water sourced from the base of the mountain. Access to the sanctuary is quite challenging, requiring visitors to climb long staircases or navigate a narrow trekking path. About 230 kilometers from the Madonna della Corona Sanctuary lies the iconic bridge known as Ponte Vecchio. What makes it unique is that this bridge has not only served as a crossing over the river, but has also functioned as both a residence and a business space since ancient times. The facilities reflect its historical architecture. There are small rooms above the bridge that were once used as living spaces, though today they are more commonly utilized as storage or shops. The bridge remains strong and continues to attract many visitors. It has become a favorite tourist spot due to its view of the Arno River and its classic atmosphere, which has remained unchanged since the 14th century. Finally, in the hills of Feifei, Portugal, there is a remarkable house known as Casa do Penedo, or the Stone House. This house was built directly between four massive boulders, resembling a real-life version of the Flintstones' home. Originally constructed in the 1970s as a vacation retreat, its unique design has since turned it into a popular tourist attraction. The facilities are quite basic, consisting of a bedroom, a small living room, a fireplace for warmth, and tiny windows for ventilation. Unfortunately, there is no electricity, so lighting depends on candles or oil lamps. Even water must be brought in from outside.